and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our senior analysis class. This is a semester long class that I developed when I was working on my master's degree. And this class came to me as kind of a way for us to work with seniors who may not necessarily be taking AP calculus or some of the other classes, but they want that senior level class, especially in preparation for college, and I would even say a little bit in preparation for life. And so I looked for some of the different content that we really missed, and I found that content wise, the math department did a really good job. But there are times where we may be so focused on content that we weren't getting that analytical thinking. And that's where senior analysis kind of came about. So the class is really about that idea. Like I said, it's semester long and it's about the idea of analysis. I want them to be able to think logically and think sometimes linearly, sometimes think outside the box, but I want them thinking and thinking mathematically. So the first quarter of this class is actually what I would call graphing analysis. We look at graphs and we really put them into a more real world context, different than just what you might see in some of the algebra classes. And the idea is that they understand what the rises and falls of graphs really mean, what points on the graphs really mean. And so we go in depth with that. We look at just typical graphs that they're used to. We look at equations of graphs. So we are looking still at that algebra content. We go into trigonometric graphs and we still talk about some of those important things of trigonometry, but we really are looking at, like I said, patterns and thinking. How can we change a graph? How can something that I do to the equation change the graph, and how do I know how that change is going to come about? So there is a combination of ACT prep in there, and like I said, a lot of thinking skills. By the end of the first quarter, we get to some things that they never got to see in other classes: polar graphs, parametric graphs. We use the TI-83 plus, and we make um, dot races. So we're trying to be a little bit more creative in the mathematical content. The second quarter then is probably one of my favorites. It's actually financial analysis. And even though we have financial classes here, this one really delves into the math of the finance. And we get into spreadsheets, we look at budgeting, we look at amortization tables for loans, we look at annuities and how those grow, how credit cards um, grow as well, and how they can be paid down. And we look at all those things that are life skills. And by the time the students are done, they are actually able to walk out of here with a group of spreadsheets that they can use to actually live financially. And at least I hope that they have the content enough that they're able to ask good questions as they go into the world financially on their own. Typically, students who take this class then back it up second semester with an introduction to statistics. And again, that's a great class heading into college as well. So we've got some options for these students. Hope that answers most of your questions about senior analysis. You can email me at j_krites@vwcs.net with any questions. Have a great day.